Welcome back. If you saw my last video, you remember I shared my personal story of being blindsided by stress, a transitory stroke, stress-induced amnesia whilst facing a failing business and the responsibilities of being a sole provider for my son. In this video, I promise you that today would go deeper, not just into the truth about stress, but into how resilience transforms your ability to handle life's toughest moments. And I also want to address something some of you have told me since the last video. Damien, I think I already have resilience. Otherwise, how would I have gotten this far in life? And you're right. Every single one of us has some innate resilience. But here's the catch. That resilience is finite. It's like fitness. You have a base level, but if you don't train it, your capacity decreases. And when life throws you its biggest curveballs, and it will, that base level often isn't enough. That's why trained resilience is the game changer. So here's the reality for most of us. We think resilience is in our DNA. Whilst this is true, innate resilience is like an emergency fund. It only goes so far. If all you've got is what you've picked up through past experiences, you're just relying on luck. Life is unpredictable. If you've lived long enough, you'll likely know health scares, financial losses, failed relationships, caregiving for aging parents, kids' crises, career upheavals, business failures. So, regardless of their nature, challenges, setbacks, and adversity will certainly come your way. The question isn't if you'll be tested, but when. So, my question for you is when life challenges and tests you, will you be found wanting? Or will you be equipped to not only survive, but thrive, bounce back, and bounce forward? For most of us, the answer will be I'll be found wanting. But here's the good news resilience is trainable and something we all can develop. And when you train it, it transforms everything. You bounce back faster. So instead of being sidelined for weeks, months, or even years after setbacks, you shorten recovery time dramatically. You stay grounded under pressure. So when stress spikes, you can regulate your body and nervous system so you can make conscious and better decisions and choices instead of reacting from fear. You unlock personal growth. Trained resilience doesn't just help you endure, it helps you grow stronger. Like muscles after a workout, you expand your capacity and your ability to do more. You feel more confident. Knowing you have resilience gives you courage to take risks, stretch into your true potential, start new ventures, and even develop new relationships. So, what does this all mean in practice? If you're in midlife and beyond, you don't just get knocked down by aging, health scares, or loss. You adapt, you grow, and you create a new purposeful chapter. If you're a parent, you become a role model for your kids, showing them how to handle life's storms with calm and strength. If you're an entrepreneur, you're able to thrive through the ups and downs of business. If you're committed to optimizing your wellness routine stop collapsing under stress. Resilience keeps you consistent. So what did resilience mean for me? Well, I didn't just survive that challenging time in my life. Resilience helped me bounce forward. It gave me the strength to rebuild and show up for my son, to breathe life into another business and ensure an ongoing revenue stream whilst launching something new with Legend Life Global, which is what I do now. So I could help others avoid the mistakes I had made in life and build their own form of resilience and also live their definition of their best lives, or what I call a legend life. As you can see, resilience enabled me within the turmoil to create a new, more meaningful direction in my life. It was the difference between breaking and collapsing and bouncing forward, ready to create something new and more purposeful. That's the power of trained resilience. It doesn't just change one area of life, It transforms everything. So let me give you some other examples. Imagine a common situation for someone in their midlife, so in their 40s or 50s. Their company downsizes, and at the same time, they're dealing with high blood pressure or early signs of burnout or other forms of health issue. Most people spiral. Their confidence plummets, health gets worse, and they feel stuck. But with trained resilience, the story changes. Instead of seeing the job loss as an ending, they see it as a pivot point. They regulate their stress, adapt quickly, and use the moment to launch a new career, develop a consulting business, or start a new business that they'd always thought about. The options are endless. Their health stabilizes because they've learned how to manage stress without breaking. So with resilience, they're able to transform themselves from fear and decline to purpose, renewed health, and a future they feel excited about. Now let's picture a parent who's stretched to the limit, juggling work, kids, financial stress. Your child starts struggling at school, maybe with anxiety or acting out. Most parents either crack under the pressure or try to push through by becoming more controlling. But because they have been actively training resilience, other parents are able to regulate their own stress first. So instead of yelling or panicking, they stay calm, grounded, and present. Their child feels safe because their mother or father isn't falling apart. And the child learns by watching, this is how you face challenges without breaking. So with resilience training, the opportunity is to go from default or stress reactive parenting to calm, grounded, positive parenting that models strength for the next generation. So now let's imagine an entrepreneur who pours everything into their business. Sleepless nights, endless hustle. Then the market shifts. Sales tank. Most entrepreneurs either burn out or quit. But with resilience, instead of breaking, they bend. They recover faster, adapt strategy, and keep leading their team with clarity. And here's the bonus. They don't just keep it for themselves. They bring these resilience tools to their team, creating loyalty and stronger business results. So with resilience training, entrepreneurs are able to transform themselves from exhaustion and collapse to adaptability, innovation, and resilience as a competitive edge. Excuse me, a little bit croaky today. Now let's think of someone who's been trying to stay healthy. They start strong, new diet, gym memberships, meditation practice, but then stress hits. A demanding job, family crisis, sleepless nights, suddenly the workouts stop. The diet goes out the window and they're back to square one. Resilience training changes that. Stress no longer derails their routines. They've built the emotional muscle to stick with healthy habits even when life is chaotic. Their wellness stops being something that collapses under stress and becomes something that thrives because of it. So with resilience training, someone is able to transform themselves from stop-start frustration to sustainable, consistent wellness that actually lasts. So these stories and the individual circumstances are all different, but they share one thing in common: resilience. It's the difference between midlife decline and midlife reinvention, the difference between stressed out parenting and calm leadership, the difference between entrepreneurial burnout and business growth, the difference between falling off your wellness journey and making it a lifelong practice. And here's the key: none of this happens by accident. Resilience doesn't just show up when you need it. You have to train it. You have to proactively develop it to be able to access it when life puts you to the test. And when you do, it changes everything. But here's the catch. Most people think resilience is about being tough, positive, or just coping. This is not what it is. The real problem is that most people have no idea how to train resilience. They confuse it with endurance, grit, or mental toughness, and just pushing through. But that's what landed me in a hospital with a mini stroke. Real resilience isn't about toughing it out. It's about rewiring how you respond to stress, building mental and emotional muscle, just like you would physical fitness. In the next video on Friday, I'll show you exactly how resilience can be trained step by step, the practical process you can use to strengthen it every single day. When you see that, you'll realize resilience isn't just something you admire in others, it's something you can claim for yourself. For now, I want you to reflect on this. When stress hits you next, when life takes an unexpected turn, will your current resilience be enough? Or would you feel stronger and more confident knowing you had trained resilience, a system, a practice, a foundation you can count on? That's the transformation that's waiting for you. So look out for an email from me on Friday with a link to the next video. So I'll see you all on Friday and looking forward to connecting again.